So I had an aunt who had such an amazing, generous, kind, giving, compassionate heart. She was a person that people would go to, whether it was a stranger on the street, a neighbor on the block, because of course I grew up in the Bronx and in the projects, whether it was a random person, a person at church that she knew, especially her siblings, her sisters, and their children, whatever it is that the family needed, that a friend needed, or a stranger needed, she'd give the shirt off her back to be a blessing to other people. And she did it with a genuine heart of compassion and love, and wanting to see people succeed, and wanting to see people excel, and wanting the people in her life to do well. But there were situations in her life, tragedies that she went through growing up that she didn't address, tragedies that she experienced and faced later on in life that she didn't address, she didn't take time to deal with. And eventually, that servant's heart that she had for people began to turn cold, because she started noticing, she started sensing, she started realizing that people were taking advantage of her. People, what was once celebrated was now being expected, because where she was once celebrated for being a woman that would go out of her way to do this and do that, it just became the assumed thing that she was going to be there, that she was going to give you the money, that she was going to share her food with you, that she was going to take you into her home and help you when you're weathering. It was just expected behavior, and she felt as though the people in her life were taking advantage of the giving, compassionate nature that she had. And eventually it turned, and she turned into, unfortunately, a woman that was very bitter, very resentful, and would do things, but would do it with a very begrudged, bitter undertone to it, and developed this mindset, this philosophy of, you know what, I'm not interested in anybody else, I'm gonna go for myself, and that's it. And that's how her life ended. This beautiful, empathetic, strong, compassionate, spiritual woman, the latter years of her life were marked with bitterness, resentment, manipulation, because she did not set boundaries around the giving, compassionate nature that she had. So if you are a person with a servant's heart, if you're a person that's empathetic by nature, if you're a person that lives to serve and empower others to live the best life, the only way you can do that successfully over the long term is you taking the time to prioritize yourself, your health, your well-being, your finances, taking time to be good and to celebrate and be healthy with you first before you can be a blessing to anybody else.